gonna go into our avatar. Hey yo, how's it going everyone? Entropy here today with another video. Today we're going to be talking about the best deck in the game right now. It's completely free to play, which is amazing, but it's only limited today. If you haven't seen my previous video, go check that out because it basically goes through how to build this deck from scratch, right? You don't need anything, just play the game. So let's go. Before we go to the deck, I just want to mention how there are many rewards to playing the event. So the event incentivizes you, non-believers, in the form of 3 or multiple G-Set 7 packs if you're interested. But also you can access this, the monthly deck missions, and if you finish this, you actually get a triple rare ticket, a Kagero ticket. And what you can do with that ticket is actually exchange for any grade 3 triple rare overlord there has ever been. So I can exchange for 3 of these right now. Really whatever, you know. Why do you need G-Set 7 when you have Curry? And these triple rare tickets, you get 1 of these, but you can exchange for any Kagero overlord. And I said that because in a previous video I asked, can you count all the overlords in the game? And someone put PBO, which is bonus marks because they are technically right. So there you go. So if you missed out on legend or whatever, you need a little bit more spice, or you need to heat up that curry, go pick these up. Definitely very nice of them to do that. So with that said, let's actually go into the deck list and talk about it. Now, there are a lot of options in this deck actually that I have tested since the recording of the first video. So let me know, of course, your experience as well, but I would like to share my own list right here. And I want to start off with the Great Force. One of the ways Game Studio actually nerfed this list is they won't let you reset the box, and you're kept at 2 of each GR. And what that means is you will not be able to get an 8 Curry G-Zone. Now, this is pretty big because you don't get access to all the ingredients you want, right? So of course we're gonna start off with harmonics, which is whatever. Who needs messiahs? What a garbage elemental, 15k power. Yeah, those just don't cut it, right? So for the main grade 4 you want salt. Salt is just amazing. Salt just does so much for all of us, and just gives it a bit of taste. You have yogurt. This is not just yogurt, it's unsweetened yogurt, right? There's no sugar in it. And so that's why if you want a little sweetness, you do need to play the sugar that we do have in the list as well. And we play 2 of the tomato ketchup. Now, this is beautiful, right? Like you add ketchup to a lot of your ingredients and it just tastes phenomenally better. It just has that little sweetness, a little saltiness in that just enhances the taste, and it's just amazing. So depending on your grade 3, you're gonna stride into different things and have different synergies. So for example, if you go into the tomato can, then I think going into the tomato ketchup I think could be better. Salt is also viable, but you need to really think about the situation and the scenario to decide on the option. And I think that's the great thing about this deck is you have a lot of different ingredients, you have a lot of different combinations. There's no real right answer, and I hope this is a good place to start for your own culinary journey. For onions, I just love onions. I think it's really great, and definitely when you cut them up in front of your opponent, the stench, the ability to make your opponent cry and like build more salt into the game is really nice. You can see this list doesn't play H2O, it doesn't play water, and that's because we're gonna depend on stuff like onions to get some water to build a base for our curry actually. And lastly, we play 3 sugars. Now again, our yogurt here, it's grade 4, 16k, but it doesn't have sweetness, and I know some people do like that little sweetness in their life. So 3 sugar, not too much, not too little. I think it's ample. If you like it sweeter, you can definitely tweak the ratios. But I just love the onions. I think it's a really great tech option, and I'm definitely gonna play them at 4. For the grade 2s, we're gonna be playing 3 of the red pepper, a little bit spicy spice. Definitely brings the deck a long way. You have 2 turmeric, a little bit of colored spice. We have coriander, which is always really nice, and cumin, 4 of this, and just to tell your opponent you're coming to get them the curry they need. Grade 1s, we're gonna be playing 2 of the grated ginger. Ginger is nice, but maybe not too much. We have grated garlic. I'm a big fan of garlic, and definitely great way to enhance the taste. We have chicken. This is your chicken. Yes, this is your protein. So you definitely got to play 4 of this. Definitely a key part of the meal. And we play 4 of the pepper. Pepper is just amazing. It also acts as a PG. So just in case you don't know, it's vital. There you go. It's really important. And grade 0s, of course, we play 4 of the salad oil. A little bit healthier, but of course, unfortunately, the game doesn't let you choose other types of oil. But I guess this is good enough. It's a really great option. It's double rare. You have to pull the gacha for it, which basically just tells you how much better it is compared to other healers. But it is there. It is nice and solid. And of course, the starter, we're going to be playing rice. Rice is nice. It's in like a clay pot. It's very hot. Steamed rice, I think it's just amazing. Of course, in the future, I hope we get more support. We're gonna get fried rice. Maybe we're gonna get kanji. Maybe different alt art. Maybe we're gonna get like, I don't know, risotto. But I think right now rice is like the plain option. It doesn't do much for the deck, but it's a great way to start off your game. If you're going first, it gives you the ability to draw 1, which a lot of starters didn't have before the G era. So I think this is a big game changer, and definitely gotta play this as your starter. So that's basically the list. Let's go into a game or 2 and see how this deck performs on the ladder. Now, of course, I play this so much. I'm like I've maxed out the clan levels, and by maxing out the clan levels, you get more drops to unlock those useless G-Set 7 packs. So definitely gotta bring this into the ladder at least once, just to taste test for yourself. And of course, you get the cooking sleeves as well. So gotta equip those because those give you a little flavor bonus. And the avatar is onion, which is exactly what we're playing for, right? The onions are just so amazing. And I don't really understand why chicken isn't a grade 3, but you know, I guess if you're a vegan, I guess you gotta check those out, right? So I can understand that. So we're gonna go second against Link Joker. This is a terrible matchup because they can lock us away from our ingredients, which means that we can't really play the game. We're gonna start off the game with a grade 1, 2 grade 2s, a grade 0, and a grade 3. Onion is in our hands, so that's great. And they're gonna start with the Fenrir. Let's just turn on the animations and see how this works. Gonna ride into the leader, so let's draw 1. So look at this, like our rice, our starter is so powerful. It is equal or greater in terms of power compared to your opponent's grade 1s and grade 0s. And that's just the power of this deck. It's a lot of vanillas, but very big numbers. Your opponent just can't hit over it. And that's how you build up that value and advantage moving into the game. I'm just gonna call the grade 0 here, and I'm going to call a grade 1 behind the Vanguard. What this lets us do is we're gonna swing 5k into 5k and then 16k into 10k or 15k, and just hit those numbers. Of course, we're gonna see some garlic, I believe. Alright, we're gonna push to do damage. Look at this. This deck is so fast. It's so steamy, so fiery. It's really just right out there. And just out of the gate, you're gonna be dealing a lot of damage with very big numbers and just pummel your opponent with delicious food. Okay, our opponent commits 3 cards onto the board. Grade 2, grade 2, grade 1. I'm gonna defensive onion into the oil. That's perfect. We gotta start off the game with the oil. You know, we gotta put it around the pan, heat it up, and get things going, right? So like they understand how strong the rice is, and they're just getting rid of it, and I respect that. I think they're respecting our options, and so I think that's perfectly a great play. We're gonna get some pepper, really nice seasoning to top it all off. Which one should we ride? All right, let's ride a little spice in our life. And I'm gonna call out the grade 2s. Just gotta use a little bit of seasoning on them. Gotta get those LJ units seasoned properly, and hopefully we see a draw trigger here. Unfortunately not. That's chicken. We do want some chicken though. There's no protein in our build right now, so we gotta draw into those. Gotta see some triggers. If our opponent sees like, you know, our opponent's going to infinite zero, which is a terrible list, right? Like, you know, why would you include it in your list if it's zero of that thing anyways, right? So infinite zero is zero. It's redundant, right? Like, you know, our list is very straightforward. 4 onions, right? Onions 4. We don't have infinite zero onions. It just doesn't make sense. Just doesn't make sense. Look at this. 10k power, walling our opponent 7k off right there. Gonna go into our avatar. Wow, look at that. Can you believe it? Can you believe it? We're gonna save this chart for later. I don't want to deal that much psychological damage yet. I wanna save my pieces for later. And our opponent is Link Joker, so if we're gonna push to 4 this turn, I want to make sure that we don't have stuff that our opponent can lock us with. So just gonna push to 4. Our opponent's again gonna sack so hard, like they're draw and draw like every single turn, draw triggers, and our hand isn't the best. Like too much oil is unhealthy. It's just not good for you. So unfortunately, that's just what we have right now. Like not only will it clog our hands, but it'll clog our arteries, which is terrible. I'm not ready to just head out yet. So let's just hold off the oil. Hopefully we don't need it. But let's see, our opponent commits again and again and again. Places the deleter, so let's 2 draw 1. That scrub that the rice could hit. So I don't really get it. Like what's our opponent doing? Like they're playing the chicken. They're evil. That's why they're the antagonist kind of. It's very, very rude. Won't give us our protein. So I'm gonna deal 3 damage. Gonna put our Vanguard to 5 and lock our back row. That's really unfortunate. We wanted that in our build. But let's see what we're gonna draw into. Alright, so okay, I think it's time to stride. Now, do we stride salt, ketchup, or yogurt? Now, personally I think we need to start off with a little bit of salt. So let's go do that. Let's stride. Now striding is great because it gives you a little bit more taste. It just lets you show your opponent the power of the salt, right? We're just gonna attack 10k into 9k and 27 into 11, and you can see every single attack, our units' power are above them, right? We have more power than your opponent, so the deck is all about overpowering your opponent. And unfortunately, our opponent sacks again, like draw trigger every single turn. Like it's unbelievable. If we lose, it's because our opponent sacks, and if we win, it's because the deck is good. Like skill is not involved in this game at all. I'm sure you all know this by now. So our opponent's gonna break ride during their break time. I guess they're just gonna come haggle us and steal our ingredients from us. It's very rude of them. But we're gonna use some oil. Just gonna block them off. Take my oil. And here we're gonna have to use some pepper. We're gonna have to use some pepper here. Pepper blocked. Boinked. Perfect. Alright, top deck time. Oh, that's exactly what we're looking for. Okay, I think this is the time we go for game. Unfortunately, we have to go to the false god. But sometimes we gotta do what we gotta do. Going into Messiah. And trying to go for game. Now Messiah is actually part of the Curry clan actually, because if you didn't know, the ingredients all came from Mother Nature, and that's exactly what Messiah is. Messiah has 2 earths on it, so Messiah is the master of Curry clan after all, unlocking our ingredients for our benefit. I think we should praise Messiah right here, right now. Okay, so let's just keep going with the game. I'm just gonna discard the what should we discard here? This is a tough one. I'm gonna discard the grade 2, and we're gonna call the sugar, and we're just gonna battle. I think that's a little misplay there. I think we could have discarded the grade 3 and just called out an 18k column, but that's fine. Alright, 11 to 11, and this is it. This is the moment of truth. This is win or lose. We see some chicken, we see some pepper, we see some whatever, and unfortunately our opponent has a PG. So they hacked the game. It's just what it is. Like nowadays there's a lot of like cheaters right there. Like if you think about it, how could our opponent guard an attack from like God themselves, right? So it just doesn't make sense here. Our opponent calls down the heal guard. Like look at how desperate they are, just trying to cling on the last chances of victory. And I think our misplay here cost us the game. So it's definitely our opponent sacking is 100%. Me playing poorly is 5%, and the deck being bad is 0% for sure. Now, of course, we lost this game, but what did we see from this gameplay? We saw how powerful the ingredients are. We saw how our opponent sacked really hard, and how sacking is still part of the game. But we also saw how even though things didn't go well for us, we still got to push to 5, we still got to ask for lethal, and we were so close to victory. We were so close, and I think this deck is definitely very viable. I think this deck is very up in the meta, and you should definitely give it a try. So I hope this gameplay gave you good insights into how the deck works. Just very big numbers, clobbering your opponent, forcing your opponent to commit really bad units, and I guess the only thing that stopped me from winning is our opponent sacks. So just hope your opponent doesn't sack, and that's basically it. So thank you so much for watching. I hope you develop your own recipe, and let me know down below how yours work. Are there any specific strategies or synergies that you've considered that I haven't? I wish I could show you the chicken combo, where we play out all the chickens and we call our opponent chicken, but unfortunately we didn't draw into any of them, which is really sad. I think if we saw one more pepper, we could have definitely defended ourselves with a pepper spray and got away with it scot-free. So yeah, I wish I could showcase the other strides. Like the ketchup stride is also really amazing. The yogurt is not my favorite unit, but it's also solid. I definitely think it's still important enough to be in the list. But yeah, let me know down below what you think about the list, what changes you would make, and I would really appreciate it. It's only day 1 of the list. There's so much we can change, and we need each other to optimize this Korea clan. Okay, so thank you all so much. Thank you to the members, Kamui, ZBD, 2Mellow, and Casey. Appreciate you all for being members. Appreciate you for watching, liking the video if you liked it, and subscribing if you haven't already and want to see more. Again, Korea Clan, Vanguard 0 exclusive, so don't miss out. This is limited to today and tomorrow, depending on where you're at. So again, don't miss out. Once in a lifetime experience, and definitely one of the spiciest clans out there. So thank you so much, and enjoy. Bon appetit.